Okay, so let's talk about AO1 and AO2 questions. Normally, you'll get these two assessment objectives together. AO1 is essentially your demonstration of knowledge, and AO2 is your demonstration of understanding. Now, it's important to recognise that these two things are not the same. Knowledge is knowing things, and understanding is being able to take that knowledge and to be able to use it to address questions. If we were simply able to regurgitate knowledge, we'd just be human walking Wikipedia pages, and that wouldn't be much fun for anybody. So AO2 perhaps is the more important of these two objectives to talk about. In AO2, what we're doing is we're selecting relevant knowledge. So you might know everything there is to know about the civil rights struggle. You might know everything there is to know about Nazi Germany. But not all of that knowledge is going to be appropriate. The question might be asking you in terms of the civil rights struggle, why, in your view, black power emerged. So you don't need to go all the way back to the Jim Crow laws, the beginnings of the Jim Crow laws in the 1890s. It's just not necessary. Once you start to do that, you start to clog up the essay with lots and lots of unnecessary knowledge. So AO2 is about focus. It's about you showing the examiner that you can select relevant information, you can sift out things that are related but not actually important enough to address the question with, and you can keep a narrow focus on addressing the question. Now, here's the trick with a question, an AO1, AO2 question. It will normally ask you in the question to have a judgment. How far was the Second World War responsible for Hitler's downfall? To what extent was Martin Luther King the main figure in bringing about civil rights? To what extent was Richard Nixon a victim of his own errors? That kind of thing. So the moment that you are asked a question like that, that's inviting you to make a judgment, you must make one. You must make sure that you've done your revision enough so that you've got the knowledge that you can go, I'll tell you what I think, it's this, not that. So this is where your revision comes in, and having enough subject knowledge. But you also have to be at that point where you think, well, I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb here and say mainly Martin Luther King was the most significant figure, or actually, he wasn't. There were more important people than him. And then you use the rest of the essay, or the rest of the answer, to show the knowledge in clear, short paragraphs that support the initial thing that you're trying to say. So AO1, AO2 question is about having great knowledge. So the AO1 is really the product of your revision. If you are unsure about anything, you come back to me or one or other of your teachers and say, no, I don't know this, I don't know that, can you help? And make sure there are no gaps in your knowledge. AO2 is about selecting appropriate knowledge that supports an argument. And it's having the argument, well, here is my judgment on this question, here's what I think, and here's why I think it. That's where your AO2 marks come from, and that's where your coherent argument will come from. Cool. Next on to AO3.